Spiritual warfare happens in the small things. Here's what I mean. A couple months ago, I was driving with an Uber driver. We were having a very deep conversation, and he ends up telling me that he's a photographer. And at the time, I needed headshots. So I was like, oh my God, this is so great. Thank you, God, for connecting with this individual. So when we get to the stop, I'm asking him, hey, what's your photography information? He's like, oh yeah, he has his phone out ready to share the contact information with me. And then the person he's picking up also happens to be at the place where I'm being dropped off. The person, it was actually a group of people. They're kind of drunk because I guess they're going out. They open the car door, okay, and start talking to the driver and start entering the vehicle with me in it, okay? So I'm taken aback by this. I'm like, whoa, like I've never had this happen to me where the individual starts entering the car seeing that there's still somebody in it and still somebody, talking to the driver and still trying to head out of the vehicle. I've never had this happen to me. So I'm like, oh, okay, give me a second. I'm just wrapping up with the driver here. And the guy's like, oh yeah, of course. But him and his friend are really distracting because they're having an argument. One of the guys is talking to the driver's trying to talk to me, and it just is chaotic. It's chaos. And it's like, what in the world is going on? So I say, you know what? I leave. And I just left and I went back. I went to where I was being dropped off at. So then I was like, that was a lot. That was weird. But, I really feel like I was supposed to get that guy's contact information. So, I don't know what that was, but I've never had that happen to me. That's very crazy. So I was like, okay, weird, whatever, there are multiple photographers, fine. So the next day, I'm in another Uber. Same scenario. Guy picks me up. We have a really great, in-depth, detailed conversation. I ask, hey, I would like to learn more about what you're talking about, what you do, all of this stuff. Right as he's at the drop off, he's about to exchange his contact information. The people he's gonna pick up are also at the drop off, and they open the car door and they start entering as I'm being dropped off. Because I had remembered what happened to me the day before. And I realized, hey, when I'm trying to connect with somebody, the passenger starts inserting themselves into the car door, into the vehicle, before I have even exited, before the car has even fully stopped. They're already filling the door up and saying, hey, I gotta go. Because I remembered that, I turned to the guy. I looked at him and I said, hey, I am still talking to the Uber driver. You need to wait. And he backs off. Okay, whatever. Backs off. I get the Uber driver's information that I needed, and then I went about my day. If you're not vigilant, you would not have realized that is warfare. You would have thought, oh, that's so weird. Why are these people? That is warfare. It's not a coincidence. It's not a weird instance. It's not a weird occurrence. That is warfare. That is a subtle way in which opposition forces are trying to prevent you from getting a connection, getting knowledge, getting wisdom, getting traction, getting clarity that you need for your life. So warfare comes in different ways. It's not always a big thing. And I would argue, you could even argue most warfare isn't even a big catastrophic thing. Most warfare is in the little things. It's in those little interactions. Because the little things can spark into the big things. And I know this and I've learned from experience when I was not attentive to the little things, that I let my reactions turn them into big things. So when it comes to warfare, you can talk and pray all you want, go to church all you want, but if you do not pay attention to your life, the everyday things that happen in your life, you won't realize that you are under attack. Attack isn't always bombs. It's not always bombs raining down from the sky. An attack can literally be you and your coworkers constantly engaging in low-level behavior that prevents you from seeing, hey, maybe if we band together, we could actually get out of here and work a job that we actually like. Warfare is, oh, this lady who keeps eyeing me and making side comments, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind. Okay, you give her a piece of your mind, guess what happened? Guess what happened? You have now been knocked out of your seat. And now you've got a whole other host of issues. So warfare is in the little things. Warfare is in the little things. So it might even behoove you to pay more attention to that than big catastrophic things. And that's not to say big catastrophic things aren't a part of warfare. They certainly are. But what I am learning and what I am seeing and what I have experienced is that those little things can get at you too if you're not careful as well. If you're not vigilant as well, if you're not paying attention and pushing past it. And the last thing is to remember that when you see the attack happening, you have the power to stop it. The same way I told that guy, hey, stop it. I'm talking to the driver. You need to wait. I'm not even out the vehicle. You're trying to insert yourself in the vehicle. You need to stand outside and wait till I get out the car. That's how I stop the attack. You understand? You have the authority. You have the power. But you got to be vigilant. You got to be vigilant. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye.